a 173.9 quarterback efficiency rating on third down. Meanwhile, Talon Green ranks 11th out of 12 qualified quarterbacks in that statistic at just 96 when it comes to his quarterback efficiency rating. So we'll see how they balance it out. I will add to this though, if Talon Green wants to see the field, he's usually the guy that's on the field to start drives. He has to be more productive so they don't get behind the chains, because when that happens, that's when Maddox Madsen goes in, the more the passing threat, if you will, that can bail them out of certain situations, Brady.
That's true, and it's been interesting to watch because at this point of the season, it doesn't feel like there's necessarily a right thing to do at this point. Obviously, the fans really loved watching what Talon Green did last year. He was their guy. He helped turn this season around last year, and we talked the entire offseason about how in-game reps were going to be the most important thing for Talon's development. I understand it's disappointing to see half of that get taken away now. You also can't discredit, though, how great Maddox Madsen has been given his opportunities, especially as a redshirt freshman.
That's a topic that gets lost in this. The only reason that they are having this two-quarterback approach is the fact that Maddox Madsen has been exceeding expectations. That being said, a year ago, Talon Green was being compared to the likes of a guy like Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts. Let me explain. As a freshman, he had over 10 passing touchdowns and over 10 rushing touchdowns. The last FBS freshman QBs to do that, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, two guys that are now starting in the NFL. A year removed from that, Talon is battling for his starting job. So if you don't love the development there, we'll see if they can continue to progress and move forward. We got some injury news that we want to share with you really quick. Boise State going to be really thin at the edge position today. No Dimitri Washington, no Cortez Hogans. I would expect Gabe Hunter to see his first significant playing time of the season today. A backup at that edge spot that's been working back from an injury. Sources say that he's really close to starting to contribute again. Today might be the day he has to contribute, Brady.
You know, funny enough, the last time they wore the orange jerseys, Gabe Hunter had a pretty important red zone interception. Kind of spearheaded what was a good rest of the season for him. Then we didn't really see much of him so far this year.
Yeah, the guys continuing to warm up on the blue. George Halani expected to be back in the action. Boise State also without Tyler Wegas today, a reserve defensive lineman. So a little banged up. They're supposed to be healthier. Jaden Virgin is going to probably make his first start today. Daishawn Misa, Hunter Misa, if you will, won't play today. The same goes for Markel Reed. So the Broncos continue to be thin at that cornerback position. That really hurt them in the Colorado State game. Had to play some young guys. That also helped the Rams get back into the game. Some guys at that position are going to have to grow up in a hurry. The Broncos continuing to warm up on the field. Alexander Tubner battling through some injuries. He is healthy again. He actually left last week's game early. He was ejected. I thought it was a really weird scenario, Brady. This is a kid that in his previous 20 games picked up one penalty of any kind in a span of 53 seconds. 2 weeks ago at Colorado State, he picks up 2 personal fouls and ends up getting ejected. Really weird in my opinion, but he's back today looking to contribute for the Boise State football team.
Yeah, it was interesting. So it was really weird probably for you guys out in the field. It was just as weird and confusing on TV, and especially that first one. I mean, that was just him being a good teammate, trying to take care of his guys. Seemed uncharacteristic, maybe got a bad deal there, but I know something like that makes you a little hungry to come out the next time you get an opportunity.
I tell you, Alexander had a monster hit last game. So big that it broke his helmet. It literally cracked across the top of it. And I asked him about it this week. It's funny because I thought it was a negative thing. He said that, that the helmet actually probably is supposed to break once it has a certain force to it. So in a way, it actually is protecting these players, which I didn't. It was interesting to hear that. Andy Avalos later shared with us that it was an $800 helmet. Alexander Tubner wears some special technology when it comes to that, and so an $800 helmet that the Broncos will have to replace.
That's good. That's good money spent.
Right? Hey, we continue to count down to kickoff. Only 35 minutes to go. Coming up in just a moment, Dr. Marlene Trop is going to join us here on Bronco Roundup Game Day.